the Titans. The division is ours. I don't care what Houston did yesterday. They're going to go get their Letterman jackets again. The Indianapolis Colts are 2-6 against the Titans since Pat McAfee came up here and did his wrestling announcement. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, they haven't had back-to-back winning seasons since I was a senior in high school.
What's up, Titans fans, and welcome to a special edition of the Titans Global Podcast, our draft edition.
That's right.
As you can tell, we're a little bit behind, and I'm in a completely different spot, and I look kind of low definition, and that's because I had some technical difficulties, and now I had to kind of take over my family's living room. So here we go, live draft show. What's up, Link, man? Good to have you back, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad to be back. Glad to see all you guys again. Had a little bit of extended break there, but good to be here. Draft night, let's get it. So, like he said, we're starting a little bit late. Chicago is on the clock right now, but as always, this show's for you guys. So make sure you comment and make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We want to hear from y'all tonight. We want to hear what you think, and not just about Titans picks. I mean, this plays through the whole NFL. Whatever everybody else does is obviously going to affect the Titans pick at 7. So make sure you're in the comment section. Make sure you're talking to us, and we want to interact with you guys.
Absolutely. And another thing is I don't know. This happened to us last year though when we did a live show. Streaming. We all have different streaming times and stuff. So you might hear Link react first. You might hear me react first. It really doesn't matter though. It's only going to be about 2 to 5 seconds. So not that big of a deal. And if you don't want spoilers, then maybe just anyway, spoiler alert. So Chicago picks in.
Yep.
I mean everybody knows what the pick's going to be, right?
Yeah, this was probably going to be one of the quickest picks in my opinion. I think everybody knows what Chicago is going to do. Everybody in Chicago knew what Chicago was going to do. So, they're obviously going for the best available. They're going for a quarterback. So, I don't expect any surprises here with the first pick.
I don't really either. I don't expect him to get cute or anything like that. I think Williams is the obvious number one choice. And, while we're waiting on him to announce it, which, looks like it's going to be a minute, check it out, man. I'm in my draft gear.
There you go.
That's a Heisman shirt from the Heisman house when it came to Nashville. It was a once in a lifetime experience. That was really cool. I hope they do that again. Crowd looked pretty big at this draft. Did you see the crowd pre-show?
I was gonna say I don't know. Nashville still holds the attendance record, correct?
I mean, as of before this draft, they did.
That's what I was thinking.
Man. That was a lot of people.
Looking at the crowd, I think they give Nashville a run for their money as far as attendance goes. Now, I don't think they're having the type of party that people had in Nashville, but definitely, a big turnout. They brought Eminem on the stage. As always, my favorite part is the boos for Goodell. But yeah, big turnout in Detroit. Huge turnout. I'm looking at it now. They're doing a little flyover, but absolutely nuts. Huge turnout from Detroit.
Yeah, well, Jeez. It looks like that we're getting the announcement here.
No.
Well, that was the biggest duh in the world. Oh, by the way, folks, parental guidance may be suggested. You might see me drink on the show. You might see me smoke on the show. You might even hear a cuss word slip out if they pick the wrong person. But you know, and as of right now, we're gonna bang it out until the Titans pick, and then maybe talk a little bit after the Titans pick about the Titans pick, and then we'll probably wrap it up for the night, and we'll be back next Monday to review everything that's happened in the draft, and we'll have Jake Robertson on since I kind of completely messed up our our advertising for the pre-draft show. So he'll be on our post-draft show.
So since we've got some downtime, obviously I've been out for a little bit. So your thoughts as far as Titans pick at 7? Are you thinking is Alt who you're going for if you're in that room?
It's funny because I changed my mind so much.
Yep.
And I hate how long it takes to get here because I do that. I change my mind back and forth. And honestly, I can't. But if you'd have asked me a couple months ago, I'd have said Alt all the way, 100%, no doubt, Alt. But I don't know, man. Malik Nabers is pretty awesome, and I'm not even going to be that upset if it's Rome Odunze.
So here's, and I agree with that. And here's kind of my thing. I feel like if Nabers is there at 7, I feel like I'm taking Nabers. I would agree with that. But here's my devil's advocate to that. And I'm going to play both sides here. So if you go Alt, you may have your offensive tackle for the next decade. I mean, it's that simple. You've got Skoronski, you have Alt. You would not have to worry because for the past 3 years, it feels like we're always talking about offensive linemen. And I feel like Alt would kind of solve that issue of having to talk about offensive linemen leading up to every draft. That being said, I also feel like if you go into the second round at pick, 38, I feel like anybody you get, any offensive lineman you get at that pick still makes you exceptionally better than you were last year. So do you go with a guy and the whole idea is to support Levis here. So do you want to support him with a 10-year, decade, possibly offensive lineman, or do you want to support him with more receivers? That's kind of my tear right there. But if it's me tonight, the more I thought about it today, if Nabers is there at 7, I think I've got to go Nabers, and then then you get somebody in the second round. You get that best available offensive lineman, offensive tackle right there in the second round. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
I mean, it's so hard to not like what you see in Nabers, and a lot of times when I would bring up picking him on social media or whatever, you get the people that are like, we got wide receivers. But I mean, come on, man. They're 31 and 30 respectively next year.
Yep.
So, I don't see picking a wide receiver as a bad move because we're gonna need one. We're gonna need more than one. But I really feel like, yeah, man, if Nabers is there, he's just he's a generational talent.
Yep.
Not only that, he I don't know if you saw the interview, but there was an interview there was a little spot that I saw it on Twitter where he was talking about actually wanting to play for the Titans because Calvin Ridley and D Hop is already here. Yep. And, I mean, what young wide receiver wouldn't want to come in and learn from those two guys, especially somebody like Nabers who is a do-it-all receiver. So, he could take the best of both worlds from them.
And in my opinion, if you get Nabers or even Odunze, I feel like you automatically have the best wide receiver group in the AFC South. Even with the Jefferson trade, I still feel like if with Ridley, with D-Hop, and then you go get somebody like Nabers, I feel like automatically you now have the best receiving group in the AFC South. But do you have the offensive line talent to be able to get the ball out quick enough to them? That's going to be the trick. That's going to be the key to it. But with the coaching staff that we've got now, I feel like you can go into that 38th pick, you can get the best offensive tackle available, and you're still in a much better spot than you were last year on the offensive line.
So rewind for a second. Did you just say Justin I can't speak. Did you say Jefferson got traded?
Was I wrong about that? Hold on a second. Or no. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Oh, you
What
mean
was
the Stephon Diggs?
Stephon Diggs trade? My mistake.
Yeah, okay.
Stephon Diggs
All right.
trade.
Yeah.
Oops.
No, okay. I got like my heart
We've been out
sank
too
there
long.
for a second.
I've been out
I
way
was
too
like,
long.
oh my
Nope.
God.
Stephon
Did
Diggs
somebody
trade.
in the AFC get I was about to die, bro. All right, so the Commanders pick is in. What do you think, real quick?
It's gonna be quarterback.
Washington Commanders.
I think
Who
Jayden
is it?
Daniels.
But yeah, but which one? Is it Daniels or is it
Daniels.
May?
I think Daniels.
Daniels?
Yep.
May's my number 2. And I think I don't know though. Commanders, I don't know. A lot of offenses are going with that more athletic type quarterback than they are the old prototypical type quarterback. So yeah, and Daniels is a next level talent. Now, what'll be surprising is if somehow JJ McCarthy gets picked before one of those two guys.
That would shock me a little bit, but if McCarthy's gonna get picked, I wouldn't be surprised. Well,
I think it'll be New England.
I think
if
so
somebody's
too.
Gonna pick
well,
JJ.
The reason I say that, I thought so too, but I also wouldn't be surprised if New England trades back with the New York Giants. That would not shock me at all, because I feel like New York wants to get up in that top spot, and New England's the one team that could trade back, I feel like, and still get a guy that they want at the quarterback position, because I feel like McCarthy's still going to be there at the Giants pick.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw my video that I put out earlier, yesterday, I think it was, or maybe it was yesterday evening. Anyway, where I was talking about the Giants and their pick, and I think they're a good candidate to actually trade down. A lot of people think they're going to take a quarterback, which I find interesting. You know, I don't think they're great or set at quarterback, but I don't necessarily see them taking a quarterback in this draft. So I think they're a great candidate to trade down. And plus, if anybody wants Alt, they know we're going after Alt.
Yep.
So if they want him, they can trade up to the Giants and take him before we can do anything about it.
This pick.
Oh, Jayden Daniels. Good job, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah. yeah. I was thinking May would be the second one, but yeah, Jayden Daniels.
Not shocked by it. Not shocked by it. So here's kind of my theory on this, and this is going to be kind of out there. But I feel like if the New York Giants, let's say the New York Giants trade up and they do make that trade with the Patriots, don't be surprised if they go get Marvin Harrison Jr. I feel like that would be if they can move up and get their wide receiver, that's kind of the trade I'm looking for. So look for possibly Giants to possibly try to switch with New England, go get Marvin Harrison Jr. taken away from who I think would be the Arizona Cardinals, who would pick him up if he's not picked up to that point. So yeah, I feel like if the Giants are trading, it's the only reason they would trade would be to get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Wow. That would be a bold move by them.
Yep.
What do you think they would have to give up? I mean, to move up those two or
honestly,
spots.
I don't know that it would have to be a lot, because if you're switching picks again, we know New England's more than likely taking a quarterback. I feel like most of their quarterbacks that they're interested in would still be there at number 6 where the Giants are at. So I don't think it would be a lot. I mean, I think you're looking at a swap picks and maybe a fourth or fifth round. I mean, I don't think it would take much. I do not think it would take much. Nope. Do not think it would take much. Now, I mean, we're talking about New England here. We're talking about Robert Kraft. He's going to bleed them of everything he can get. So I say that. But at the same time, if they can pick up 1 or 2 extra picks in this draft or next year's draft, it wouldn't shock me if he was willing to make that bet just because of who New England's looking to get.
Yeah, they're a little. Well, I don't know. They think they're better than they are anyway. So
yeah,
they have elitism going on. I don't know. We're about to find out. I mean, New England's on the clock.
And while we're on the subject here, another trade that I'm looking at, and I don't know if this came out today or yesterday. San Francisco 49ers, they said that they're looking to move up in the draft and Brandon Ayuk and Debo Samuel are both on kind of a trade block if they could possibly move up in the draft. Reports are saying that they would be willing to kind of will and deal those guys if they could find a right spot. So that's something to look for. I don't think it's a Titans thing. I know we have the connection with Carthon, but definitely something to look for in this first round. That'd be kind of a blockbuster thing with either one of them, Ayuk or Debo. So that's another thing that I'm kind of looking for in this one, to see how high they really do want to move up.
Yeah, and I've also heard, obviously they're Trey Hendrickson and T. Higgins have said that they want to be traded.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen on Twitter a person, I'm not going to name him, put up a question. Would you trade the 7th overall pick for T. Higgins and Trey Hendrickson? Now, I'm not going to give you my answer. I want to hear your answer, and then I'll tell you what is right. No, what I think.
Remind me again where Cincinnati's picking at?
Oh, no, we don't get Cincinnati's pick.
Oh, you don't get their
question
pick.
Was straight up number 7 for T. Higgins and Trey Hendrickson together. But you got to take their contracts too.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're killing two birds with one stone. Which sounds okay. Here's my thing, because it really depends where the Titans are at. Are you in win now mode? If you're in win now mode, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Now, if you're building for the next 5 years, which I'm not opposed to, then no. But as a Titans fan, I'm in win now mode, and to me, you're solving two pretty glaring issues on your team with one pick. That's why I'd have to say yes.
I see your point of view, because I can see where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it would be a fat no. And the only reason I say that is because, man, with that 7th pick, we might be able to get Rome Odunze, which to me is T. Higgins,
mm-hmm.
maybe even a better version of T. Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
And Trey Hendrickson just doesn't move the dial for me enough. I mean, he's good, but he doesn't. And the monstrous contracts they would have.
That's true.
So you also have to think we just signed Calvin Ridley,
mm-hmm.
Awuzie,
mm-hmm.
and Snead to
mm-hmm.
massive deals.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we could afford both of those guys this year. They would have to take like front or rear loaded contracts, and then we're doing what we did before, where we roll the money down the road and end up paying for it later. I don't know. Yep. I just don't. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
How about that? That is a surprise pick. I know. I guess if Daniels went second, then maybe.
Yeah.
All right. So who do you think the next quarterback is? Oh. Now that we've got those two off the board, who's the next quarterback? Is it J.J. McCarthy or Michael Penix?
J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He's gotten a lot of hype, though, over the last month. Now, if you'd asked me that a month ago or 2 months ago, I would have said Penix easy was the the 4th quarterback to come off the board.
I'll say this, and another bold. I'm just going to be full of bold statements tonight.
Go for it.
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if Bo Nix goes above Michael Penix. Would not be shocked. Because I'm looking at
shocked face.
I'm looking at Denver at 12. I'm looking at Raiders at 13. I would not be shocked if Denver goes Bo Nix and Raiders go Michael Penix. That would not surprise me.
I get it. For me, the age kind of kills me a little bit, and it's something about those quarterbacks that stay in college that just doesn't. I don't know, man. I don't know if it doesn't move the needle or what it is, but it makes me a little leery.
I feel like
when I see a quarterback that's been, especially as many teams as he played on.
I feel like Denver with the ownership and who they've got, they're trying to become the next QB whispers. I really do. And I think there's something about Nix that tells them he's a little more tested. I feel like his
Ooh, you made
accuracy.
a really good point there.
Mhm,
Sean Payton,
mhm,
whoever Sean Payton's guy is, who they're going to
exactly.
draft. So you said that right. If Sean
Yep.
Payton's guy is Bo Nix,
Yep.
then yeah, they're going to get Bo Nix.
Yep.
And he will go ahead of Penix, even if Penix is there, because that's who Sean wants. So
Yep.
yeah, that's a really good point, Lee.
So I would not be shocked if you see Bo Nix go before Michael Penix. Would not be shocked. I think we've got a while before that happens, but it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting. I do think McCarthy's next, but it'll be interesting to see who's after him.
All right, so another one I was saying is the Cardinals could shock the world and take a quarterback right here instead of a wide receiver. Because are we so set? Are we sure that the Arizona Cardinals are really cool and set to roll with Kyle Murray as their quarterback? I don't know about you, but if I was a Cardinals fan, I'd be upset by that notion.
Here's my thoughts on that. If you can go get a generational talent like Marvin Harrison Jr., go get your quarterback next year. Give Kyler Murray a chance with a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. And if it doesn't work out, you've still got Marvin Harrison Jr. locked up for another 3 years. Go get your quarterback. That's my thoughts. I don't feel like you can pass up a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. Now I'll say this, and I'm again, this is why I'm so sold on Neighbors. I feel like Neighbors has as much, if not more, potential than Marvin Harrison Jr. I think, and I hate to say it, I think the name
too.
I think the
like
name has a
be
lot to do with it. Yep. I feel like the name has a lot to do with it. I really do. So again, and if Arizona sees that, they might be thinking the same thing. So hey, Neighbors might not even be there at 7. So but
Neighbors might be going. Pick is in.
It is. But if Neighbors, man. if I'm Arizona, I'm looking at Neighbors, I'm looking at a Dunzier, and I'm looking at Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm not looking at a quarterback in this draft. I'm getting my wide receiver, I'm getting a generational talent, and then I'm reassessing the Kyler Murray situation next year. That's my thoughts.
I mean, for me, as bad as Arizona is, I would trade down. I mean, you get your you get your generational player, or you can get 3 starters. I'm always up for the 3 starters instead of the generational player. When you're that bad, you got that many holes.
Right.
That's why I won't be mad if the Titans trade down. If the Titans trade out of 7, I'm not going to be upset.
Yep.
Especially if we still get, tackle, wide receiver in the first 2 rounds. That's fine, dude. I don't care. I don't have to have all. I said that, the other night on the pre-draft show. We got Bill Callahan. The old school Titans fans know, because we had Munchak and Washburn for the defensive line, and we took mediocre guys and made them good. We took good guys and made them great. Took great guys and made them elite. It was amazing. You could almost just, that guy's good enough, and he would work. I mean, it's not like last, I don't know, 6 seasons where it's just been terrible.
Pretty much.
Here we go. Arizona pick is in.
Yep, you're a little bit ahead of me here.
Well, then I will just leave it at that and let you announce that one.
Yeah, not surprised. Yep, not surprised. I agree. I don't disagree with the pick. Again, I'm happy because if I'm the Titans and I'm sitting there at 7, my eyes are still on Neighbors, personally.
I'll say this. Just based on what I've learned in the last month, I would rather have it would take at least 2 Marvin Harrison Jr.'s to make up 1 Malik Neighbors.
I agree.
And a lot of it has to do with attitude just the way I don't know, man. You just can see by the way they carry themselves, by the way he talks. You know what I mean? I don't know. Harrison's got, like you said, he's got the name, man. He's a purebred.
That's a lot of it.
Yeah.
It is. It's a lot of it. I hate to say that, but I feel like that he's. I'm not going to say overhyped. Look, he's got talent. He is still a generational talent.
Very talented.
This draft is absolutely stacked with wide receivers. Absolutely stacked. You've got speed, you've got hands, you've got route running ability, just all across the board. I mean, you're still going to be looking at generational talent up into the second round of this draft. I really believe that. But for me, if I'm looking at who I want on the Titans team and who I think would mesh well beside a Calvin Ridley and a DeAndre Hopkins, I really feel like that's either Dunzier or my pick, which would be Neighbors. I don't think Marvin Harrison Jr. kind of fits into this scheme that we're looking to get this year.
No, I agree. And what do you think of Derek's question here? Do we trade back or no?
For me, I don't. I want to
unless the next two picks is Malik Neighbors and Joe Alt.
No. Yep.
No. Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. And yeah, you're right on, dude. Offensive line, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it's a safe pick. That's a safe pick." Yeah, but we need that guy. I don't know if y'all were watching last season, but the quarterback was kind of running around for his life. By the way, speaking of which, I feel bad for Green Bay fans. Did you see the signing of Andre Dillard to Green Bay?
I did. Yep. I wouldn't sign that man to a $1 contract personally.
I don't know. Yeah, seriously, dude. I don't know what the GM was thinking over there. I don't know what tape he got, or man, his agent must be like the best salesman in the world. He could sell ice to an Eskimo. That's crazy.
There are two names I never want to hear again in Nashville, and that is Andre Dillard and Dennis Daly. Just keep those names, keep those numbers. I'm just not.
I got three actually.
Okay.
But the third name, I'm afraid we won't get to hear the rest of for a while. But I'm tired of hearing about AJ Brown.
Oh God!
Who signed a big, massive deal today in Philly, by the way. So it looks like he's going to be playing for Philly for a good while.
And I don't understand that from Philly, because I mean, it seemed like tensions were a little high. The production was there, but
I was going to say his production warrants the contract. I
understand, but does it warrant the drama? You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, it's Philly, dude. They live for the drama up there. Right. They love that crap.
Yep.
I don't know. Now in New England, he wouldn't last a dime in New England because they don't handle that crap. But yeah, in Philly, yeah, man, he's loved.
Where do you have the Chargers going here before this comes in?
Honestly, I feel like this is where Malik Neighbors, if he's gonna get picked before us, this is where he goes. I feel like this might be Malik Neighbors, and then
I feel like
the Giants might take a Dunzy, and then we might be just like Joe Alt or trade down.
I told you I'm going to be full of bold statements tonight, right?
Go for it.
This may be your first trade, in my opinion. I know I've said that. I said that with New England. Wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota tries to make a move here.
I was going to say, dude, Minnesota. I wouldn't be surprised if they move up to get a quarterback in this draft because they have the two first round picks. So it'd be real easy for them to move up, man. I mean, I would be willing to trade those two picks for sure if they want to trade with the Titans. But
would not be surprised.
I can see the Bolts here.
Yeah, would not be surprised if Minnesota tries to go somewhere like JJ McCarthy. Because wide receiver, your talent's so stacked in this, and I mean, I feel like that's where the Chargers are going to try to go. It's either going to be offensive line. I mean, they're kind of in a similar position as the Titans. You're looking at offensive line, you're looking at receiver, but I feel like they could get more at this pick than possibly that. Well, hey, if they don't, look at possibly the Titans trading with Minnesota. But I feel like Minnesota's going to try to move up at some point because they're picking where are they at right now. Let's see.
12th and 20.
Yeah, 12th. Yep, the 12th was the one I was looking at. Yeah, yep. So would not be surprised here if they make a move. I just don't. Again, I don't know what it would take.
I mean, I feel like you could get it with a first and second, but it would be,
Yeah.
I don't know. You might have to throw in a 2025 pick there.
Yep.
We're still, I mean, technically it's still the top 5. They are the 5th pick, but it's still technically a top 5. But they only got a minute left, so I don't expect them to. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
They're not trading.
Yep. Fix them.
All
Just
right,
hoping
so
this one at Neighbors.
Think they got, I was gonna say everybody keeps saying Joe Alt on a lot of draft models, but to be honest, man, they got a pretty good left tackle in San Diego, Los Angeles. So I don't see that.
Yeah, and again, it's kind of a similar situation as the Titans, and I feel like a lot of Chargers fans are talking about the same thing we're talking about. It's like, do you want to spend that first pick? Do you want to spend that on an offensive line, or do you want to go get somebody like Neighbors? I mean, I feel like it's kind of the same thing here.
Yeah, I mean Hubert. I mean, look at the type of game he does, man, and that's pretty much the way the game's going now. Deep ball, stretch field, and Neighbors fits the bill to a T. So I really feel like, yeah, if I'm the GM at Chargers, I want Malik Neighbors. Well, that is a pretty good crowd there, but it ain't. I don't think it's quite as big as Nashville was.
I'm gonna be real curious to see the numbers. I know I'm biased, but I'm definitely gonna be curious to see the numbers.
Oh, I'm interested to see if they had over 150,000 turnout for the first round. So we're waiting on the Chargers to get their pick in. That was weird. So what do you think about the new Chargers coach?
I don't hate it. To me, it kind of seems, which I don't know. I don't know who all they really looked at or who they were serious about, at least. To me, it's kind of the safe bet, in my opinion. But we'll see. Because that was, what was his name? Which one was it? Brandon Staley, right? The Rams, was he defensive coordinator?
Oh no, the head coach of the Chargers is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh. Oh wow! They just took Joe Alt.
Yep.
Oh, I hate to do that, but that just floored me, bro.
No, you're
like,
good.
I just got a pit in my stomach. We're cool. I'm cool. We're cool. And this show might be longer than I think, man. I guarantee you, Rand's on the phone right now, taking calls, looking to trade down. I guarantee you right now he's on the phone. Because the Giants are going to take Malik Neighbors. And then that's it. Malik and Joe Alt's off the board. Look at that man. Good God.
Jeez.
It's all right. It's okay.
That one kind of surprises me. So basically,
me, but it's cool.
So your top two receivers right now, obviously Adunzie and Neighbors. So
yeah.
So let's say they go Neighbors and Adunzie sitting there. You're trading back over taking Adunzie. I probably would.
If I was gonna say, if I can get the right amount of picks that I'm wanting, like I would like a third round pick, obviously, but
Right.
I would really like to get either a second round pick in next year's draft or another third or fourth round pick to go with that. And I would be willing to drop down to the top 15, 17 to do a deal like that.
How soon do you think Fashanu goes?
Fashanu, I think, will probably go around 12 to 15, somewhere in that range. I don't know. It really depends on how the board shakes out now. Because
the reason
Atlanta's got Spencer Rattler, so I mean they're going to be, or not Spencer Rattler, but his last name is Rattler.
The reason I ask is it's like, okay, where do I feel comfortable falling in that first round, or am I comfortable falling out? You know what I'm saying?
As long as we don't go any further than 20, I think we're fine.
Okay.
I think we can still. I mean, even if we go, of course, if we fall that far, we're going to be getting amazing picks.
See, because now, let's say Neighbors goes. Now you're talking about. Now you're opening up Fashanu. Now you're opening up Brock Bowers. Now, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that comes available in that kind of 15 to 20 pick.
I'm gonna be real. Y'all are going to hear a lot of 4-letter words if they pick Brock Bowers at 7. I'm just being real, man. I'm just being real.
I don't think
I'm hoping right now. Oh my gosh, the Giants pick is in. Man, I'm getting a little nervous, y'all. Sorry.
Really surprised we hadn't seen a trade here in the first 6 picks. Really surprised.
I was going to say I kind of am too, but nobody's picked a quarterback yet. And the fact that Joe Alt just got picked right there is probably going to throw everything off.
I feel like there were some calls for that Cardinals pick just because they were down to like a minute before the pick was in. But man, the Chargers, they knew they were going Alt.
Yeah, I think they fielded a couple calls probably because they let the clock go a little long. But yeah, the Giants here, I mean, I think that's Neighbors just because they picked really fast.
Yep.
They were like, boom. They still had like 6 minutes left, and the pick was in. So the trade wasn't even on the board for them.
No, they knew.
I guess y'all already got my answer on that. And yeah, no, Neighbors is no. I think he's gone right here. We'll find out here in a few minutes. I'm not going to spoil it though.
They had McCarthy on the screen, but that would shock me. I would be a little shocked if. I think it's either Dunze or Neighbors.
I was going to say I just don't see them, picking their quarterback isn't terrible. Blake Neighbors. Oh, dang it. I said I wasn't going to do that.
Yep. Damn.
Yeah, I know, man.
All right.
When I heard Alt go, my stomach went. In my eyes, the trade down is option A, and then option B is a Dunze. I don't think there is an option C.
No, I think trade down's your best bet here. I don't like a Dunze at 7. There's really nobody left that I like at 7 for the Titans personally. Not to say there's not anybody that I still like people in this first round, but I feel like the people that would fit well into this offense are going to be there later than round 7. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God, man, that stinks. That sucks.
Latham. I don't want Latham, bro.
No.
Not especially not at 7, man. That's too early for Latham. Way too early.
Yeah, I've got Fashanu or Fatanu going before before Latham.
Yeah, but I mean, I had to kind of. He might end up being a guard instead of a tackle. He played left tackle in college, and he had
Right.
really decent numbers, but he's a little bit short. His arms are a little bit short.
That's fair.
I don't know. Oh my goodness. I ain't saying nothing. Nothing's happened yet. I'm just.
Mm.
I don't know. More they talked about, the closer we got to the draft, more Callahan talked about looking for pieces for Will Levis. I really felt like he was talking about, all, but he might have been thinking about one of these top receivers. Maybe Adunze isn't off their radar. I'm gonna trust Bram Carthon though. I'm gonna trust his pick, whatever he
I got
makes.
trust in him. Yep.
I was gonna say I'm not, I'm not gonna get upset unless it's Brock Bowers, and I'll lose my mind. But I was just being real, man. If it's Brock Bowers, dude, I'm gonna have to eat so much crow online that I don't even want to do that.
Hey, I'll say this with the time we're at, they're fielding some calls. Would you agree?
Oh, definitely getting some calls right now, and I'm hoping one of them is good enough that they're just like, yeah, sure, we'll do that.
So I'm looking, as far as trades go, I'm looking Minnesota, I'm looking Cincinnati, I'm looking at this point I'm looking Kansas City.
Oof, that's a long way down.
It is. You'd have to get a lot for it. But these are just people I'm thinking that are on the phone right now. I think Kansas City's called. I think Minnesota's called. I feel like the Bengals have called.
Mm.
Jeez.
Okay. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. They've announced that the pick is in.
Yep.
We haven't seen the pick yet. I haven't seen the pick yet. I'm going to try to hold myself if it's reasonable. Because I know you're a little bit behind me, and I don't want to, I don't want to take anything away. If it was me, I'd be upset somebody.
No, you're perfectly fine. I can react to your reaction.
I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous. I feel like a house cat full of rocking chairs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Room full of rocking chairs. Oh. I'm on commercial right now.
So best available right now, you're looking at this. This is obviously we have I have feelings about Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper's suggestions here, best available, would be Adunze, then Bowers. I don't feel comfortable with either one of those at 7.
Adunze, I'd be okay with. I wouldn't be upset with Adunze. I said that multiple times today. I kind of expected Malik Neighbors and maybe Joe Alt to be off the board. So, I'm not going to be upset with Adunze if that's the pick. He does fit our offense really well. He's really well bodied. He's got like 6'2", I think, stature. So, yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. Not a tight end.
Yep.
That's just my thoughts, man. That's insane. Take a tight end, especially when you got so many question marks everywhere else. So for me, since the pick is in, it has to be a Dunzier.
That's what I would
round
think.
2, either we're trading down or we're taking the tackle, and hopefully, Paul is still there, or
Yep.
maybe Latham by some
Yep.
miracle of God slips down that far. But we won't know that until tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, for me, the only right answer here is a Dunzier.
Yeah, it's got to be a Dunzier, man. It's got to be a Dunzier. I'm seeing some shocked emojis out there. Y'all don't be messing with me now. Oh.
They would do a commercial break right before the Titans pick. Love that.
Well, yeah, man. They don't care, man. They know that. Would y'all shut up about? Sorry. Just anxious now. Come on with it. We've been waiting, what? At least 2 months now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a solid month since the combine, at least. Well, there's the war room. There's the man.
Yep. Whew.
Yep. And you know who's announcing no, that's tomorrow. You know who announces our pick tomorrow?
I saw it, but I didn't. I don't remember who it is. Which one? Who was
Warren
it?
Moon.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Heck yeah.
Well, that seems like a reach.
Oh wow. Yep, just came through. Oh wow.
Yeah, I thought your exasperation was the react to the pick. My bad, bro.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of talk about people feeling like he could be the left tackle.
Shocked.
I am too. Like I said, I feel like that's a little bit of a reach, but I'm not upset. Like I said, I'm gonna try to trust that the scouting department has done their work and research, and good Lord, he picked him up. You know who else did that when they got drafted to the Titans?
No, I do not.
Jeffrey Simmons.
Okay. All right.
So if that's any indication of anything,
Hey,
we're
that's
on
what
the
we're
right
going.
track. Now watch this right here. If this is the play I'm thinking, no, it's not. There is one play that I've seen over and over and over again where he just literally knocks the dude's hands away and then resets himself so well. This might be it.
The talent's there.
No. Yeah, it's just if he starts at right tackle, then that
Yep.
that was a reach.
Yep.
And I'm not
That's
happy with
exactly.
that. That's a right
Exactly.
tackle. Now, if that's a left tackle, I still think it's a little bit of a reach, but I'm going to trust my boy, like I said. God bless. Alabama, too.
Yeah, that
Tyler ought to be happy. We got another Alabama player. I got a guy I work with texting me right now. Is that a good choice? I don't even know what to say. Oh man! All right. Well,
I feel like there was an attempt to trade back. They didn't get what
Of
they
course there
wanted.
was.
They felt like Latham was a better fit with what they're looking for than Fatanu was. I guess that's kind of my
Well, I mean, I'll say this: he fits the left tackle build, and
right.
he fits that well. He's very physical. He's a hand fighter. So I mean, yeah, everything is there that you want to be there. It's just I feel like that was a little high for him. I feel like he
I
was
do
more
too.
of like a 15 to 20 pick. Of
Yep.
course, that's him as a right tackle. You know, I mean, you look at left tackles. There's not a whole lot of great left tackles in for Tennessee right now. You know, or, on the board this year.
Right.
Period. There's
Yep.
not a whole bunch of premier left tackles. That's why I wanted. But I'll say this, man. What does that say about Fashanu?
Exactly.
That
Exactly.
we would rather have Latham than
Exactly.
Fashanu. So
Exactly.
that says more about Fashanu to me than it does about Latham.
Exactly.
But again, I'm gonna trust my dude. I'm gonna say that Rand's got a plan.
He knows something I don't.
Yep. I hope that we're getting a wide receiver in the second.
So okay,
Yeah, Paul.
here's my
Yeah, we. Go ahead, man. What's up?
no. Here's my next question. Now you're set with a second round pick. You don't have a third. You made this pick. You got a tackle. Are you now looking to possibly trade up back into the first? You don't have a third, so it's going to make it harder. But now are you looking to get back into the first round, and are you looking at guys like Xavier Legette? Are you looking at guys that may be that later first round pick? Are you maybe looking to move that early second rounder into a late first rounder to get a better receiver?
I'll say this. I think more teams need quality linemen in the
Mhm.
first round than they
Mhm.
do quality wide receivers.
Okay.
So I feel like there is going to be somewhere around mid first round, there's going to be a run on
Mhm.
offensive linemen. I think Jackson Powers Johnson's going to go in that
Mhm.
area. I feel like Talise Fuaga is going to go in that area.
Mhm.
Troy Fatuanu is going to go in that area. I can't
Mhm.
believe I got all three of those dudes' names out without
It's
screwing
pretty
it up.
good, really good.
I know, right? Like I'm on a roll right now. But seriously, I feel like there's going to be a bit. Oh, wow. The Falcons just shocked, though. I mean, they shocked me. Look at that.
Oh
Have you
wow.
got it yet?
Oh wow. Just got
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Oh wow.
What? The Falcons just took Michael Penix Jr. with the 8th overall pick, passing up J.J. McCarthy
Wow.
for Michael Penix Jr. And honestly, I feel like he might be the more talented quarterback just because I think he has a higher ceiling than J.J. McCarthy. I think J.J. is almost at his ceiling right now
Okay.
because he was in Harbaugh's system, which is pretty much a pro system anyway.
That's true.
But
Wow.
yeah, wow.
Still surprised there.
Michael. Wow,
My
dude.
mock draft is more busted than my March Madness, so here we
Oh,
are.
bro, yeah, my picks are all messed up now, man. Like, where does so now we're back to Chicago, and could
Wow.
they take Roma Dunzi and have
Chicago
or
set
Roma Dunzi and have?
Chicago.
Mm,
I mean, they're sitting there looking at that board like I, I,
or
I would personally because I would have never thought he would. I wouldn't have thought he'd be here at 9.
or are they gonna be a little safer with their pick and go with Fashanu to guard their new quarterback? I don't think they have a left tackle up there in Chicago.
Mm. So but I'm looking at, so let's say if they don't take him, where would he even? I mean, where does he fall at that point?
Who's that, Adunzie or
Mm-hmm.
Fashanu?
Adunzie.
Adunzie,
Because I mean,
I don't know, man, because I feel like the Jets are about to take JJ McCarthy now. I don't know, man. It's either the Jets or Minnesota. Minnesota might luck up here and be able to draft JJ McCarthy at
that's
11.
what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Holy cow. So then, I mean, do you want a nice new toy for Aaron Rodgers maybe to throw to in a Dunzier?
See.
Or do you take Dunzier for the Bears? I don't know, man. Bears, I think, would have a tough pick here. Do you want
if
left
I'm
tackle or the wide receiver?
If I'm Bears, I'm going wide receiver. I'm going to Dunzier personally. I'm just figuring if they do take a tackle, that because I mean the Jets need a tackle too. I think in my mock I had them taking, and I'll butcher it. You got it right. The Fuega.
Fuaga, yeah.
Yeah,
Talise,
but yeah.
Talise Fuaga.
This is wild.
I don't know. I was gonna say you know, I said it on the pre-draft show. There are always a couple picks that we really don't see coming that surprise everybody, and you know the Falcons just did it with their picking of Michael Penix Jr. and the Titans did it with J.C. Latham. I'll be straight up honest with you. Nobody had those two going in the top 10.
Absolutely
period. So those are surprise picks. So now Adunzie, Fashanu, you know, they start sliding down the board. JJ McCarthy, where are they going to land? You know, that's it's a big question right now. I will say this. Oh, hang on.
Yep. Just got it. I agree. Yeah. I agree. I think that's a good pick.
Man.
That's a solid pick.
I was going to say, either way they went, either him or Fashanu was a good pick.
Yep.
They were easy.
Yep. You can't pass him up at that spot because I felt like Adunzie, Neighbors, and Marvin Harrison Jr., any of them could have been a top 5 pick. So for me, for them to get him there at 9, that's a solid pick for them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like any of those three are going to be number 1 wide receivers on whatever team they go to.
Absolutely.
So, well, I mean, unless they ended up on the Titans, then they might. But just for their first year, I'm sure year 2 they're going to be the number 1. Well, all right. God, so
J.C. Latham, I know,
man. I just saw the thing, you know, it's like, all right. So J.C. Latham, everybody, Alabama tackle. So here we go.
Hey, man. But like I said, would I be shocked if they tried to make a move to get back in the first round? No. Do I feel like they've got the capital to do it? Probably not, unless it's a super late round pick. I think it really depends on who's there, who they're looking at a receiver position. Because I mean, your next pick is so your next pick, are you receiver? Or are you corner? Where are you looking to go? I mean, you have to go receiver, right?
Yeah. Okay. Unless unless the wide receiver room just gets
demolished. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if there's any of the top 12 guys, yeah, you gotta take wide receiver. I mean, for me anyway, that's just
Yeah, I
Some
agree.
people were saying left and right tackle, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no, come on now. I love the offensive line, but I don't want to sink 2 picks into it.
Right.
I mean, more than that.
So I mean, I'm looking Brian Thomas Jr. I think he goes pretty quick. You got Lad
Yeah,
McConkey
he's gonna be a
there.
4th wide receiver, I think.
Yep. So I mean, honestly, I'm looking at guys like Adonai Mitchell, Xavier Worthy, Xavier Legette. Um, if these guys are still sitting here at pick 20 plus, I mean, then I'm possibly looking at seeing what I can do. I'm probably making phone calls at that point. I mean, that's me. Because I feel like the one thing the Titans have missed is speed. And I feel like whoever you go with in this draft at wide receiver, you've got to be going with speed. That's just my personal opinion. But man, I feel like they kind of missed out here. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
And again, I trust Rand. I just feel like we kind of missed out here. I really do.
I was gonna say, man, look, I'm gonna be real honest. Last year's draft, I was only happy with 1 pick walking away from the. Well, no, that's not true. 2 picks. I liked Golden Dowell too, but that didn't work out that great. But I only liked 2 picks out of the whole draft last year.
You're right.
And a lot of those guys proved to be great assets to the team.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, just like I said to, and let Rand do his thing, man. Well, we are running over the 1 hour mark, and Titans have made their selection. Any last thoughts you've got about tonight?
No, I'm there. So I will say, just Twitter, because this is what Twitter does. Will Levis tweeted Trench King, so he's pretty excited. Feel like he would have been good with lineman or receiver in this one. But yeah, I mean, I trust in Rand. I think the talent's there with J.C. Latham. I really do. He's an Alabama guy. He's been tested. I'm never mad about any SEC guy that gets drafted. So yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful for it. I think he's got the talent. I think that he's going to fit well in the system. I mean, you've got a coaching staff that has a lot of experience coaching up an offensive line, and then you've got a young guy coming in that can be groomed, and he can make a difference. So, not super excited about it, but hey, I wasn't super excited about Will Levis either, and here we are. So, could be wrong, but yeah, we'll see how the rest of the night shakes out, and then see what happens tomorrow, and trust in Rand. I'll just end on that.
All right, man. Yeah, I feel much the same way. Not what I expected for sure. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna trust this year that he's doing a good job, because he did a great job last year, and he's done great in the free agency market. So I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna ride with Rand, man. Let's see where he goes. Well,
all right.
Well, I'm sure you'll see a couple reactionary videos for round 2 through whatever. We're not going to do another live video until next Monday. So definitely tune into that. And you guys know where you can follow us, Titans Global Podcast, anywhere you get your social media. And if you want to follow me or Link individually, Maximus Titan Fan or Link Rogers on Facebook or Twitter. We're on both. Link, any final words, brother?
No, that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this. Always a little different when you get to see our live reactions. So thank y'all for commenting. Thank you for being a part of the Titans Global Podcast, and look forward to seeing y'all again next time.
Yes, and as always, until next time, tighten up. Peace out.